All right, if you are a vendor of retail brands or CPG brands, this video is for you. I'm going to be talking through the two most common mistakes that we actually see when it comes to growing your business. And this is a massive trap. It's overlooked all the time from founders that are actually targeting these retail and CPG brands. And I'm going to walk you through why it's a trap and how to actually solve it for your own business. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Ryan Ogren. I'm the founder of MoneyMake Marketing. In 2025, we generated $3.55 million for our clients who are all vendors of retail and CPG brands with our strategy. So we know it works. We're very good at this process. We're very good at marketing to these brands. And we know we could possibly do it for you as well. So that's what this video is for. And that's what this channel is for. So if you want to make sure you like, comment, subscribe, because all we're going to be talking about on this channel is how we can close seven-figure. We've closed 2 7-figure accounts, one of which is an 8-figure account, meaning our clients making over 8 figures a year from this particular account. One of them is 7 figures a year. And then we have a multiple 6 figures a year account that our client expects to be 7 figures a year at the end of this year. So we should potentially have closed 3 7-figure accounts already. And that's all we're talking about on this channel is how to close more 7-figure accounts when it comes down to these retail vendors. Let's get into it. So the two biggest mistakes that we see, 2 mistakes. Number 1, we got to go through some background first. So when it comes down to growing your business, so if you're watching this video, you're most likely a B2B vendor of retail brands or CPG brands. I made sure to put that in the call out in the video at the very beginning. Essentially what's happening is there's only 2 ways to grow your business. We can have existing accounts mature, right? So you just get reorders from accounts you're already an approved vendor for, or you actually go and get net new accounts. Now, which of those is going to be the most explosive growth for you? Is it going to be your existing accounts maturing, or is it going to be getting more net new accounts? For us, we believe getting you more net new accounts, while it might not be the quickest way to make more money, it will most certainly lead to more growth down the road. Why? If we have more net new accounts on the front end, all of those accounts are now maturing at the exact same time. That leads to massive growth. Maybe not be this year, it might not be next year, but it'll be in the coming years where those accounts start to mature. You're really going to be making a lot of money. So the very first thing that we see though is a lot of companies don't focus on net new accounts. And why? The main one is time. That's pretty much the biggest thing. Because they have so much business already and they have existing accounts and they have those reoccurring orders, they don't necessarily feel the pressure. They're in a comfortable place. They don't feel the pressure to continue to grow. 2, they might also think that they're in a mature industry. So a lot of packaging companies feel this way, where it's very tough to go get net new accounts because they are worried. 1, it's just everyone's solidified with their current vendors and it's a massive pain to have to go switch. But 2, they just don't even bother trying at that point in time because it's just hard. So those are just some reasons. But time, I'll also put skill into this, and then I'll say resources. But I guess time is resources, but we'll just talk about money. So that's the first mistake that we see. A lot of these brands, they don't focus on landing net new accounts. Now, the trap that we see here is they think they're focusing on net new accounts, but they are actually tasking their sales team that's in charge of managing their existing accounts with also going and opening net new accounts. So the trap is having existing sales team in charge of opening net new account. This is a huge issue. This is one of the issues, and this is why I made the entire video. And maybe I should make this the hook of the video. But if you have your existing sales team, your account management team, if you have them also in charge of finding net new accounts, your business will not grow. Why? Most of the time, this existing sales team has a percentage of their commission on anything for good reason, right? This includes their existing accounts. So when somebody gets compensated based off of just the amount of business that they can close, it doesn't really matter based off of if it's a net new account or an existing account. That person's livelihood is actually tied to them just closing what is the easiest thing for them to close. Now, when it comes down to when you have the same person in charge of net new business and existing business, this person is going to naturally gravitate towards the existing accounts. They're not going to focus on net new business unless they absolutely have to. If you starve them on their existing accounts, then they will. But at that point in time, they're not going to be that productive for you anyways. And most companies are giving them a big salary to begin with. That's the trap. You cannot have the team that's actually in charge of managing the existing account also manage your business development. Now, that's the first mistake. So the second mistake that we see is they're not spending enough time iterating on their business development strategy for net new accounts. This is the craziest thing, strategy. If you took a snapshot of what business development looked like over the past 10 years for your company, if you're watching this and you're a vendor of retail brands or CPG brands, if you look at a screenshot or just a snapshot of what your business development looked like over the past 10 years, most likely it has not evolved at all. You probably are doing the exact same things that you were doing 10 years ago. And the issue with this is they're not new, but all your competitors, every single person at these companies that you're actually targeting is new. So you're using the typical cold calling, cold emailing, LinkedIn outreach, and then you're also going to trade shows. That's pretty much it. That's essentially what's going on. You're not doing any strategy with AI. You're not doing any deep research with AI. You're not using any triggers with AI to figure out who's in the market right now. You're only looking for just the typical sales motion that you have. And that is the reason your business is stalling. So if you can't spend more time or resources on net new business development, you will stay stuck. And this could be not hiring the right person. This could be not hiring the right skill. And this could be all kinds of different things. But you need to have a better strategy because you need to have your outreach become more efficient. So right now, a typical client of ours might do 800 cold calls for a BDR. They might do 800 cold calls. They might do 200 emails. They might do 200 LinkedIn messages in a month, and then book 2 or 3 meetings from that. Now, those 2 or 3 meetings are pretty much with unqualified leads or qualified leads, but just very cold calls. They're not like very warm, ready to go do a deal with you type of a call. Now, the reason this is an issue is because a bird just flew into my window. Wow. The reason this is an issue is because if you want to scale your outreach, it's not efficient. You are literally having to do so much input for small output. And so if you wanted to scale this up, you're going to need like a BDR that's worth $100K per year, essentially, when you add commission and benefits into it. So you're just going to have to continuously spend $100K per year over and over again just to get more meetings. And you're probably most likely not going to be profitable in that acquisition because your acquisition channel is not efficient yet. And the goal is to be profitable, right? If we can be profitable on the acquisition, you will make money. So those are just the 2 mistakes that we see. Just to boil it down, I know there's a lot in this video. Maybe I'll start scripting these videos so I don't ramble so much. But the first one is you don't have somebody focusing full time on the net new accounts. So whoever's in charge of your net new business development is also in charge of existing accounts. They have no real incentive to go out there and get net new accounts. And if there's a little bonus structure for them to do it, it might not be enough. Ask yourself, go through and think through how many net new accounts did we land last year from this initiative. If it hasn't been enough, that's exactly why you've been stalling. That's exactly why your business has not been growing. You need these net new accounts and you need them to start maturing. That's the thing that's really going to grow. Don't have the same person doing your new business development as you have managing your existing accounts. They just have to be 2 different people or 2 different teams in our case. Then for strategy, you need to spend more time on your net new business development strategy. The reason it's so hard, the reason it's so annoying, the reason it's not efficient, the reason you're not profitable with it is because your strategy stinks. You need to actually get more efficient with the inputs that you put in and the outputs that you're getting out of it. If you can't figure this out and become better at this, that's when you would come and work with us. So those are the 2 traps that we're seeing right now with B2B vendors that are targeting retail and CPG brands. If that is you and you want to talk with us, come through our website, apply to work with us, and I'll reach out and we'll book a call and we'll discuss a little bit further what it might look like to arrange some time. But if not, I hope this illuminated things for you. And don't worry, comment, subscribe. I will get better at these YouTube videos. I'll start scripting them and it'll be a little bit easier to follow. So you enjoyed it, and yeah, talk soon. All right.